All right, we're going to start with the investment scam. So how this works is they'll use different tactics to build up trust and then convince their victims to invest in fake cryptocurrency schemes. So the first thing they do is build a relationship. So they'll pretend to establish a trust online. Sometimes they'll pose as a friend, might be a romantic partner or a financial expert. Sometimes they'll pretend to be a celebrity or some other expert online, and they'll make a promise of really high returns, like, hey, I made this huge profit, you should do it too. It's a great deal, but there's little to no risk. Or they'll have a fake success story, and then they'll provide a link or a website or a mobile app to a website, but it's fake. It looks real, and it might be copied from an actual site, but it's a fake site that's designed to actually steal the money. And then they'll ask for upfront payments. And the victim actually sees some small returns and might be able to actually withdraw money initially, but then they're convinced to invest more and more and more. And then all of a sudden they're getting some unexpected fees or taxes, or they're blocked. Then all of a sudden they're blocked and can't get their money. They look like they've made a huge amount of money, but then they can't access it. And then they're told they have to pay a tax, and then they can't get their money. So what do you watch out for? Well, any unsolicited investment offers. They'll often reach out via social media. They'll pretend to be a very attractive person and try to entice someone in. They'll try to pretend to be a financial advisor, or even share a common interest. They'll strike up a conversation, in a chat group or another group, and then encourage them to invest. Like, hey, I have a great offer. I've been doing this and it's working out great. They'll have promises of quick and guaranteed returns. Be very cautious of anyone guaranteeing profits with no risk, because real investments always have some sort of risk. Nothing comes without risk. If they request payments, if someone asks for upfront fees before you can withdraw any money, it's a scam. There should never be a fee to withdraw your money, especially a high fee. Fake websites and big gains. They create convincing platforms on a fake website and show false profits and successful trades to lure the victims. So a good thing to do is just watch the price of whatever crypto you're investing in. So if it's Bitcoin, if Bitcoin hasn't gone up, 200%, you're not making 200% on your investment. You can look at the price of it at any time and just know that if it hasn't doubled in value, you haven't doubled your money. That's a pretty simple way to look at it. They usually will pressure you to act really, really quickly. Like, hey, this opportunity is not going to be around for very long. They always try to pressure you and then prevent you from second guessing or talking to someone else. So there's always the pressure to act really quickly. They'll have excuses why you can't withdraw your money. The really common red flag is if there's fees, taxes, or a security deposit before you can access your money. And then the taxes is a common one. They'll always say you owe taxes. And this is common for a lot of scams, not just crypto. The only one in the United States that asks you for taxes is the IRS. No legitimate investment will require taxes before releasing your money. And then anything that asks for a payment in crypto is a scam.